Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Thanks for consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. If you like the way that any of the information is being broken down, discussed, presented, hit the like button. That's very important, and it only takes a fraction of a second. If you know how YouTube works, that's the most important thing that you could do for anybody that's creating content. But anyway, I digress. Look, man, big music day, huge music day. Unfortunately, there's one. I'll lead with the bad news, but the disappointing news. Streams of Thought, Volume 3 by Black Thought. Streams of Thought, Volume 3, Cain and Abel by Black Thought was supposed to drop today, but it didn't. It's not going to. If you check out Black Thought's Instagram page, there's a little video on there with no audio, but they scratch out the name of, they write out the date, the title of the album, and they scratch out the date, and then 7/31/2020, they scratch that out, and then it just says, like, stay tuned, I think is what it says. So I'm imagining that, maybe he's adding a feature, an important feature to it. Maybe he's adding a couple more songs or something, instead of coming back later and putting out a deluxe version or something. I don't know, but he said it's worth it. He said it's worth the wait. So that's a little disappointing because that was the big one for me today that I was waiting to hear. I don't know if you know this, but he's worked on the first two volumes. He worked with I know I'm gonna forget one of them, but Salam Remy was one. And then I cannot think of the guy who did it, but it's produced. These volumes are being produced by a single producer, and I'm wondering why he's not working with Ant-Man Wonder out of Philadelphia. But anyway, so with this one is Sean C, and I don't know if you know who Sean C is. I usually see Sean C and LV, usually a team. But I like Sean C's sound. I like his work, but he releases it he works sparingly. He's not a big volume guy, so I was really interested. And then based on the first joint, the single Thought Verse Everybody, I was really wondering, where was Sean C? How would he handle this duty? How would he handle putting out the soundtrack for one of the illest guys in the game? And we'll have to wait and see. So, but check out Sean C's, some of his previous work. Ghostface Killer, he had a song on there. Nobody else is really coming to mind right now, but I was really interested in the and obviously Thought is, like I said, a top notch MC. It gets no better. So I really wanted to see what Thought was bringing. It's very important to have his voice out here among everything else that's going on, especially when I talk about these other couple of projects. We need that balance. So we'll see what happens with that. Some of the other projects out there that I was interested in are Flea Lord, The People's Champ. The interesting thing about The People's Champ is that it's solely produced by legendary, longtime producer extraordinaire, the Chocolate Boy Wonder, Pete Rock. Now, I'm going to be honest, man. And this is a question to my hip-hop fans. I understand that it's difficult for old MCs as they age, rappers as they age. They struggle with staying relevant, staying hot, it's a young man's game. Conversely, I wonder, why do some of the older producers, why do they fall off? Why can't they really lock in and continue to make meaningful beats, or be a part of, chart or have meaningful songs, that do well. And then the second part of the question is so many of the older guard, Primo, Dr. Dre, any of the older dudes, Pete Rock, it seems like they took a year and a half to make an album, or 2 years sometimes. It was this reasonable length of time where they would take off before the next project came out. But now you got so many guys, Alchemist. I mean, he's putting out 3 or 4 Static Selector for a while, putting out 3 to 4 albums a year. With a certain MC, and so on and so forth. But now, like, the work ethic nowadays, it just blows my mind. Like, I don't even know how all of this stuff pays for itself. Like, with no touring going on right now, and Fleet Lord, this dude has like an album planned for every month of the remaining calendar. Yeah, he's trying to drop. Like, how are you paying for this? How does a Pete Rock get paid off of these 10 or 11 songs that he put on this People's Champ? It's crazy to me. Not that I'm trying to pat anybody's pockets, but clearance samples, artwork, studio time, just all of it. Like I said, how does a dude like Fleet Lord, who hasn't really been, he's still not that well known, relatively speaking, how does he get 12 songs from Pete Rock? That's dope to me. I like to know. The big one, another big project today is more Benny the Butcher. This time he's bringing out BSF, Black Soprano Family, is Heem, Rick Hyde, and there's also a third dude in there on the album cover, I believe. But the album is called The Respected Sopranos, or Sopranos. And this is kind of Benny bringing his team of guys into the fold. I don't think this isn't produced by one producer. There's multiple producers on there. But obviously, man, Benny is what he is, and has worked his ass off, the last, year or two. So here he comes with his team. They've dropped like 3 singles. The latest one being "It's Over," produced by Don Cannon. I'm expecting a lot of heat to be on that one, to be honest. I don't know if the subject matter is going to be, much different, but it'll be presented in a different way. I just saw something the other day on Benny where he said he had 3 complete albums ready to go at any moment. And that's another thing, man. The coordination, getting people to do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it, envisioning all of this, the discipline. I truly respect it, even though, like I said, some of the subject matter is a bit hard to swallow at times, but it's the reality, man. I mean, they could be doing something else. Then another big time dude. I've been meaning to do a video on this cat. I don't even know how to put it together because of how much work he does and how he has his hands in so many different pots. But 38 Special, producer and rapper. Trust Comes First, or just Trust, is the record label that he started. He has a new one today called 6 Shots. Spesh, in my opinion, man, maybe not the top dude in New York per se, with a Conway, alongside a Conway and a Benny the Butcher, but he's at the middle of so much. He's the what do you call it? Not the spoke, but the hub. It's not the word I'm looking for. But in the center of the wheel is that it's not the axle, but he's that. I feel like he's that. If you look at his involvement with Shay Noir and the other people that he's working with, Spesh is a big time dude. Really want to check that out. He's a very unique rapper. And then just very diverse as a producer, to seem like he samples some stuff. One of my favorite figures in the game right now. And then also there's this project called Ito Brigante that is based off of Carlito's Way by rapper Ito. Ito's also been involved with Trust, with 38 Special and Shay Noir. So this is a very interesting project because the guys, I mentioned Sky Zoo's last project. was based off of snippets of Boys in the Hood, the interaction between Trey and Furious, Cuba Gooding Jr. and Lawrence Fishburne. Skyzoo's album Milestones was about fatherhood, and he took those interactions between the father and son and Boys in the Hood and made a project with like 7 songs inspired by that. And then we had Lulu, where Conway and Alchemist took snippets of Paid in Full with Ace, Wood Harris, and S.I. Morales, the actor who played Lulu in that, and how Ace started hustling and got into the game. And they made a project off of that. So here you take something like Carlito's Way. That could be interesting. That could be very interesting. And some of the songs on there were about the pool hall scene. We obviously are very familiar with the ending scene where Carlito doesn't make it. He had to go visit Kleinfeld in the hospital room when he realized Kleinfeld gave him up. Laline, I can't think of his name, the actor. Can't think of it. But that scene in the office when Laline came in there trying to get him to speak on the mic, on the wire. So it's a lot of interesting. That's some great source material to draw some ideas from. The execution is going to be very crucial. So I'm interested to check that one out. I'll be honest, and then I think Ito has. It's funny because he has Chi Chi from Scarface is in 1 or 2 of the videos that I've seen. You mix and match the movies, I guess. So that's it, man. Flea Lord, Benny the Butcher, and the Black Soprano Family, Ito, 38 Special. Tons of interesting music. I'm bound to like quite a bit of it. I'm hoping for some exciting moments from Pete Rock on that People's Champ album. And then, so on and so forth. So let me get on out of here, man. Again, my question, any thoughts on hip-hop lovers and production fans? Any thoughts on why can't... I've seen a couple of dudes, Buck Wild just came out and produced the album. He did the last Flea Lord album, I believe. And it was some bangers on there. So it's just... Sometimes I wonder, do these guys work slower? And now we got guys, like I said, we have these producers just pumping out beats. Alchemist, he got a hard drive somewhere with just filled up with just heat. Like I said, I'm just making the video too long for nothing. Let me know what you're listening to this week. My name is Wood again. Thanks for checking me out on Pay Me No Mind, Sports and Entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace. The end of an era. Later.